At the end of this video, I'm going to tell you something you don't know about him. No, about her, Janja. But until then, let's remember a few things here. These were the reactions of the First Lady while the tragedies on the coast of Sao Paulo were happening, and literally on the same day of the tragedies in Rio Grande do Sul, where there were children dying and people missing. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to. And above all, she's a polyglot. She speaks Portuguese, English, and a lot of shit. $33.5 million to be able to have a party. And she gave a cheer when an activist who was in favor of her even said, Janja Palusa. Who was at the festival? No, son. It's the Global Alliance Against Hunger and Poverty. Let's see if you can understand the message, okay? What do you call it? My daughter. You're promoting a party full of leftist singers with other people's money. What do you call it? The Global Alliance Against Hunger and Poverty. I don't know, because I'm a believer. Incidentally, the richest guy in the world sent himself an F. I'm not afraid of you, by the way. After that, what did Lula do? We don't have to curse anyone, says Lula. Alright? Obviously, even he saw that. Like, man, for God's sake, shut up. Once again, she's the star of the game. She makes mistakes and makes mistakes. A first lady who even her husband's son cursed her on WhatsApp. The left can do anything, man, because it's a good thing he's Lula's son. Because if it was anyone calling this here the first lady, I'd be in jail. Lula's son. Lula's son. I'm going to talk about Lula's son. I'm going to tell you that even Lula can't stand this woman. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. It's finally here what I told you that I was going to say that you didn't know about Johnson. A while ago, she complained because she didn't have a locker, guys. The First Lady doesn't have a locker. For sexism, for misogyny, not only of men, but of women, because women also commit misogyny and sexism. Let's make this very clear. If I want to produce something, a letter or something, I pay from my pocket. Nobody knows that. I pay from my pocket for the production of things. Card. Everything is from my pocket, because I don't have any of that. And then comes the interesting part. Even without formalizing her locker and making her wish, Janssen's informal team has at least 12 people and has already spent 1.2 million on trips. That's right, gentlemen. Those who accused us so much about the parallel bin, the hate cabinet, there's only her little cabinet. And it's a very well-structured thing. There are levels of advisors, everything very well coordinated with your money. And here comes a very important detail, because nothing is allowed here. Take a look. Priscila Pinto Calaf, who is the director of the Department of Digital Channels of the Secretariat of Strategy. She is the same person who did 45 a master's degree in deconstructing childhood and sexuality. That's right, gentlemen. The study was basically about ethnography with street children and treated adult men naturally looking for 12-year-old boys for sex. This is one of the 12 people that Jansen has already chosen to be able to work with her, paid with her money. I will report all this to the CGU so that it ends up with this mess with our money to be able to pay for a cabinet that should not even exist. But we know here in Brazil, my partner, things are complicated. I already had, for example, entered the CGU to find out about the purchase of a new barley for the harvest of some Egyptian that would cost 59,000 reais in our money, but the CGU filed. As much as I believe that the woman who is by your side is a reflection of what you are, and in the specific government is also a reflection of what the government is. Even if you compare the last two first ladies in Brazil, one was Michele Bolsonaro and the other was Marcela Temer, Daddy. Even Marisa did Lula, because, like, she was married to Lula. But at least 53, she had posture. And what I want to focus on here is that it is not only the lack of decency, of respect, of posture that is missing in the First Lady and in this government. It's about irresponsibility, lack of zeal, and care with public money. And I know that Brazilians are already used to so many things from this government. But I need to tell you, this is very serious. Do you agree with me that if she is commanding a team without having a charge or public function, someone is authorizing her to do this? And this person who is authorizing can be framed as crime of responsibility, abuse of power, deviation of purpose, in addition to impropriety for expenses and violation of the duty of the morality of the federal constitution. That is, whoever is letting Janja do this is committing crimes. If Lula, for example, is authorizing her to do this, he can be impeached, even because Dilma was impeached, or crime of responsibility. This is a tiny reflection of what happens inside this government, what leaks. Imagine what is not happening in ministries, in contracts with entrepreneurs, in elections, in four-wall meetings. Imagine if the video of a meeting of this government leaked. I don't know which words would be said, but I'm sure that one we would never hear is Brazil.